And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this is the evening talk. I will let the chat load. We got 3 on the screen right now. My apologies about yesterday. I don't know, maybe something with the weather. I don't know what's going on, but the internet's been funky. The cell phone's been kind of screwy and everything in between. So here we go. Another day, another way. Let's talk about some boxing. So I'll let the chat load, of course. You know how I do. Everybody give me a shout out and I give one back to you. Bars. So we have a lot of things brewing in the heavyweight division. The same old same on top of new drama with what we should say. Now, the strange thing about about like these outfits. When I mean outfits, I mean promotional outfits, right? We have De La Hoya, we have Canelo Alvarez, and of course, we have a breakup, we have a split, and it's actually quite amusing because when you're dealing with, like, you look at relationships, business relationships between fighters and promoters, they're damn near like dating, right? Especially when they become close, the fighters and promoters, they make a lot of money, the promotional company, they make a lot of money, for the networks and vice versa. And then everything is good and fine and dandy until something happens. Lamech, greetings from Namibia. Counterpunch to you, Lamech. Thank you for coming on, man. Slime Entertainment Inc. What's good, Kurt? Love from England. Counterpunch to you, bro. What time is it over there? Like 8 or 9? 8:30? 7:24? But yeah, counterpunch to you guys. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Just letting everybody load. YouTube, of course, they do what they do when they want to do it. So we will let it come through. Grow God. Greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh, nice. I used to date a girl from Raleigh, North Carolina. Counterpunch to you. Kofi's Universe. Salute, Kurt. Los Angeles, LA in the house. Counterpunch to you, Kofi. Nice. Got a good friend named Kofi. Slime Entertainment at 7:30. Okay. So you guys are 6 hours ahead. I'm in Central Time over here. MCK. Salute. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Ted Davey. London's East End. Counterpunch to you. It's strange, Ted. I'm watching a show right now, Luther, with Idris Elba. So I've been really caught up in that show. That's my binge these days, right? Hey, Grow God, that's funny, huh? Date a girl in Raleigh? Yeah, actually I did. Raleigh, North Carolina. That's how I heard about the place. You know what I mean? Dan Fogg, shout out from Bexley, England. Counterpunch to you, Dan. Counterpunch to you guys. We're staggering in, slowly but surely. You know how it goes. It is what it is, man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, we have a lot. We got Floyd fighting in his celebrity grudge match tomorrow. We have Daniel Dubois probably fighting right now. But the sad thing is, I can't watch the shit over here because I thought it was going to be on DAZN. And DAZN is like acting screwy. It's crazy. It's a nice and laid back city. Nice. Theon Boxing, the crazy white girl from Luther, most watched TV. Yeah, man. I'm watching that too, man. So don't tell me nothing, please. I'm just like on season 3. Please. And Coloco. Greetings from Amsterdam, Netherlands. Big fan. Appreciate you. And Coloco. Counterpunch to you. El Kazi, 1971. What's up, brother? CP. Counterpunch to you, brother. Timothy Ani Uru. What's good, brother? Everything's good, man. Everything is well. I'm laid back. I just worked out a bit. Got some vids out. Now I'm with you guys. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I'm feeling great. You know, I'm thankful. I'm definitely thankful. MCK, Dubois with Frank Warren, not on the zone. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So it's on BT. I can't get BT here. I know I had a buddy. He's from Ireland. He showed me, I think you have to have like a Fire Stick or some shit like that. And I don't have that. And maybe I should get it. And then if I could order the app, like legitimately, I'll do it. You know, I don't believe in illegal streaming, nothing. But then it's like, if you can't buy it legitimately, what the hell are you going to do? You know what I mean? I guess you could wait for YouTube, but you know, it is what it is. Hannon 1066. If there can be no winner, does that mean no betting? I'm confused. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Hannon? Lee Churus or Lee Churches. Much love from across the pond. GB, counterpunched for you, Lee. Bars. Michael O'Connor, CP from Ireland. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Paul Burke, what is Kurt, the only man who is trying to make sense out of nonsense? I mean, hey, Paul, you know, I mean, you can only try to make sense for what you can calculate, right? That's it. Josh Day, you the man, Kurt. Shout out from Eindhoven, Netherlands. Counterpunch to you, Joshua. How are the Netherlands these days? Is it still cold as shit over there or what? And it's weird here, though. I mean, it should be hot because this is the South, right? But it's not. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird. Like last night, I know the night before last, it was like 62 degrees. Like that's not normal. That shit's not normal here. It's supposed to be at least 85 to 89 degrees at night here. And it's not. You know what I mean? Oh, go Floyd. No, I mean, if it can't be a winner, well, I don't know, man. I think that's just Floyd's way of, if he gets beat up, you know what I'm saying? Old age catches up with his ass at the last minute, you know. I never lost because it says in the contract I can't lose. I take nothing away from him. I take nothing away from the kid. Call me a couple good shots. But again, I can't lose. And Coloco, question, are you Afro-Latino because you pronounce Spanish names and words in an authentic sounding way? Yes, I am. I have family in Cuba and Ireland too, and as well as America. You know, so there you go. Ant 718, Kurt, why no one is really emphasizing what Hearn said about Team Fury could have walked away from the Wilder contract and decided not to? Ant 718, because you know what? Because it's just like this. A lot of people gave Anthony Joshua shit over $50 million. You guys remember that? That $50 million shit was like certain channels, the usual ones, were saying Anthony Joshua ducked that because he was signed with Sky Sports and he could have decided to take that fight. But then if he would have took that fight, if the contract was even there, because see, we didn't even get to the contract level yet. If there was a contract drawn out about that, it would have to be a buyout. Sky Sports would have to be recognized because that's who he signed with. He was signed with Sky Sports. That was the network that Anthony Joshua fought on. So until that expired, he is nothing that he could do. Okay. And if he would have done that dumb shit for $50 million, he would have got sued for the contract that he signed with Sky Sports. And that would have made no sense at all. So let me get $50 million here and then get fucking sued for 40 to 60 or whatever amount of money that he agreed upon. I don't know his contract with Sky Sports. But of course, if it was a 2 or 3 fight deal, it was more than $50 million, which would have made no sense. Okay. So that's probably why he didn't, you know. Now, emphasizing on that, if Fury would have took the fight with Joshua, he could have, but he would have been sued a lot of money. And then Tyson Fury already said, people, that he wouldn't give Deontay Wilder last year $10,000. If you guys can remember that, in order to fight in order to fight Anthony Joshua. Now, he did say that like over a year ago. or probably right at a year ago. Because around, you guys remember around this time, they already agreed in principle this month. So there you go. Oh, your wife is, she's Cubana. Okay, that's what's up. Viva Cuba, como siempre. Michelle Balzan, Kurt versus Nez Cuba showdown. Put that Wilder fanboy in his place. Who is Nez Cuba showdown? Who the hell is Nez? You mean from the boxing voice? Yeah, I mean, he's a Wilder fan. Like, let me tell you something. Like, if you're a Wilder fan, you have the ridiculous, stupid loyalty. Like, it's crazy. I like Wilder and all, but I'm not a diehard Wilder fan. No, because I can't rock with the way they think about Wilder is like, that shit's kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? It's like being a Wilder fan is like having your favorite sitcom, like Game of Thrones or some shit, like or Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? I'm a Breaking Bad fan, or you're like a Trekkie. You know what I mean? It's like being a Trekkie. Fuck you! You ain't talking about Wilder. Bomb squad, bitch. I'll find out where you stay. I mean, they get violent, bro. Word is on the street, you show up at a boxing match, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, damn, a fucking angry mob and shit over Wilder. Well, I don't give a shit about none of that. You know what I mean? Not like you guys do. I had a feeling that you were Cubano. We're losing our minds. Yeah, it's in the blood, so it is what it is. One fight left with Sky. Okay. Yeah, he does have one fight left. But see, in 2018, he just signed with Sky. So it was like a 3-year deal. And you think about, okay, one fight you made 85 million by being the challenger to the unified champion of the world at the time, and his name was Andy Ruiz. So if you made $85 million, why would you be worried about 50? So who did what? Who came out on top for dismissing a certain offer or a potential offer, because it's not really, where the fuck is the contract? See, Steve, you know who could stop all that? Steven Espinoso. Steven Espinoso could put all that shit to shame. If there was a contract that was sent to Eddie Hearn, he could in fact say, this is what I sent to Eddie Hearn. Put that shit on social media, right? Put that shit on social media. Block out, certain things, certain particulars, but just let you know, just like Tyson Fury said, signed his contract in public. He could have shown that there was a contract in the first place. He could have done that, because he did try to say there was a contract. Damn it. There was. In the 80s, Kurt in Liverpool. Fury was asked out. He ducked the first rematch. Team Wilder knows better. Luke Thomas. Hey, Kurt, you know how Wilder says he loves to see people's body shaking and eyes rolling in their head. Funny thing is, if he fights AJ, that's exactly what's going to happen to him. Bomb squad. Luke Thomas. That fight, I wanted to see Joshua versus Wilder for so many reasons. That fight wouldn't be a 12-round fight. That fight would be whoever lands first. Because see, the problem with Wilder, we don't know how good he recovers, because based on what we saw, he didn't recover well. He was flopping all over the place. Okay. He was flopping all over the place. He got knocked down by that one knockdown, and he was pretty much, floppy, sloppy Wilder after that. Right. Joshua, he got hurt by Andy Ruiz, and he wasn't the same either. So you're looking at these guys, if one of them, if Wilder can land that right hand before Joshua can land that left hook or whatever punch that can hurt Wilder with, I think that's going to be be all and end all. Because if Joshua gets hurt, I haven't seen him recover well. You know what I mean? And Wilder's a little quicker than Joshua because he's leaner. So if he can deliver that right hand and catch Joshua with it and hurt Joshua, you can take Joshua out. And it depends on who's refereeing it too. Like, how will they let that go on? Will they let they see what Joshua can do? You know, can Joshua have the ability to wrap up? Or because we've seen Wilder get hurt by Ortiz. If Wilder gets hurt by Ortiz, like, you know, and Joshua can land a left hook too, because he's good with distance. So, especially with taller fighters. So if he hits Wilder and hurts Wilder, and Joshua's a really good inside fighter because he's good with combinations, coming from someone that normally doesn't fight on the inside. Wilder's not an inside fighter. Even though you see him doing inside stuff now because he has to step his game up because he's in there with somebody that's coming right for him. You think Tyson Fury ain't going to come for Wilder? He's going to come for Wilder's fucking head. So Wilder's preparing himself. But normally, Wilder's not an inside guy, but Joshua is. So if Joshua hits and hurts Wilder, it's going to be bad for Wilder because Joshua's a good finisher. And it won't be good for Wilder. It would be, I wouldn't, you know, it would be bad for him. You know what I mean? Think about that right uppercut coming in the inside of Wilder. You know, I mean, that's tough. But then Wilder, long distance, he has his advantages with his speed, you know, and then a lot of times he throws that right and you don't anticipate that fucking right coming. Okay, so, you know, to keep it real, that's what you're dealing with between Wilder, which is a knockout artist with one punch power, versus Joshua with even-handed power that's also a knockout artist. So there you go. You know, so that could happen. But either way, it'll be a brutal knockout, either way it comes. Aladayo, what's up, brother? Counterpunch from Madrid. Stay blessed, be real. What's good, Kurt? Everything blessed. Everything's blessed, bro. It's a great day. Ted Davey, why ain't Malik Scott been shot down for saying Wilder is 10 times better than Muhammad Ali? Yeah, I had to put that on there. Look, I counterpunched that like this morning. I did the damn video yesterday, and like YouTube has been tripping with like monetizing. Like it's like they check the monetizing and then it takes them forever because I guess they're so busy checking videos to see if they're, you know, appropriate or whatever. So I ended up dropping it like early this morning, but I did it yesterday. So I already counterpunched it, and it is a disgrace. You know, you don't, come on now, you give yourself an inch. Come on, man. Yeah, he's getting better. He appears to be getting better with the tutelage of Malik Scott. But come on, man, don't say nothing like that. That ain't even been proven, first of all, based on what Wilder has done to prove that he's 10 times better skill-wise than Muhammad Ali. Come on, man. That's a disgrace. You don't do that. And if I'm Wilder, I wouldn't even want Malik Scott to do that if that's my role model. Think about what I'm saying, people. Mike Tyson looks up to Muhammad Ali. He looked up to that man like a lot of people did. But not once for a fucking second he'll let somebody say, hey, you're better than him in his presence. Okay? Mike will tell you quick, no, he's the greatest. Muhammad Ali is the greatest. I think he's a masterful boxer. I don't think that I'm better than him. I don't think he's the man. He's the man. That's humility. See, for Wilder allowing him to say that, I don't know what Wilder said in response to that. You know what I mean? But for him sucking that shit up, that ain't cool. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things I side eye Wilder for, because it's like things that you could say, like, look, no, I'm not better than Muhammad Ali. Malik Scott, he's my man, and 50 grand and all that shit, but I'm not better than Muhammad Ali. So I'm not going to let, you know, I want that to be known. That's what you call integrity, people. Okay? That's what you call integrity. People that think about, no. Don't look at me in that light. I'm not better than the GOAT. I'm not the fucking GOAT. You know, I'm still trying to prove to people I'm the baddest man on the planet. And I stole that from another motherfucking guy, and his name is Mike Tyson. Right? So, no, I wouldn't allow that. Yo, so yeah, Ted, I definitely counterpunch that. Definitely. So, We got over 100 people on the chat, so it's time to get visual. Boom, here we go. So just chilling in the living room, man, looking at it's a bad thunderstorm out, so it's a nice way to nice thing to do, listening to the thunder pouring through. So MCK, both Hearn and Fury dad say that there was a stipulation in arbitration that would have allowed them in December to cancel the contract. You know what? None of that shit matters now. None of it matters now, because that's not the fight that Fury and his team wanted. They didn't want the fight, and it shows you the energy they put behind wanting the fight. They didn't want the Joshua fight. They wanted people to think that that's going on because they wanted people to look at Tyson Fury. They wanted him to see him train. They wanted him to see him talk shit. They wanted to see him and hear him doubt the fight's ever going to happen and put blame on Eddie Hearn and Joshua. He wanted people to think that Anthony Joshua was scared of him. That's why he said, Joshua, you shit yourself when they asked you. Those type of things that he wanted, but he knew he had unfinished business with his former dancing partner, Deontay Wilder. Nothing more, nothing less. So it don't really matter about the contract or whatever. Yes, Tyson Fury would have been sued by Deontay Wilder, but at the end of the day, nobody fights anyway. They didn't want that damn fight. Let that fight go. That the Joshua Fury fight may never happen. Then I want people to understand that it may never happen. Because see, we don't know the temperament of Tyson Fury. What if Tyson loses? We've seen what he did when he won. We've seen how he acted. He almost lost his mind, right? How do we know that won't happen to Tyson Fury if he loses? You got to think about those type of things, man. Especially with someone that's facing real mental illness. And I say real. So you don't know what can trigger depression or anxiety or those depressing negative thoughts with the receptors and the things that go on in your brain if you have like a chemical imbalance. So just food for thought, man. Viva Cuba como siempre. Somos de grama, media luna. That's it. Exacto. Ya tú sabes. Stay blessed, be real. Will you be buying the Wilder versus Fury fight? Yes, I will. I would have bought the third one last year. I would have bought it. It had to happen. Not to say is it like the one that we wanted? No, but it is what we have. And what we have is boxing. So if we see the same shit, it's like this. If you see something different, be blessed and rejoice. If you see something different in this fight, be there. And then okay, at least you would know at that point you made the right decision. But if it's the same old stuff, you could always say, well, shit, I told you so. It was a waste of time. You know what I mean? It is what it is at the end of the day, but we don't know until it happens. I just want to see what happens. I want to see the press conference, these press conferences, these interactions, this animosity between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Wilder, hey, he cheated me. Okay, let me break something down to you guys. And I want people to understand what Wilder's feeling and thinking. Wilder's feeling like this. I don't give a shit what people say. He cheated me. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you feel. I don't care what you think. He cheated me. He found a way to cheat me, and I know that wasn't legit. That's what Wilder's saying. But and here's the thing. This fight will prove everything. Or it can. See, the first fight, you had Fury, boxing, staying away from him, slapping his ass, blah, blah, flap, with that jab. And that's pretty much what he did. That's how he outlanded Wilder, with the jab. And Wilder was reckless because he was emotional, because he was pissed off. Tyson Fury, being the shape that he was in, being all, lost at 100, losing 100 pounds over and all that, he was able to piss Wilder off. Wilder was mad, but Wilder also showed that he needed to work on stuff, but to really give Wilder credit, Wilder actually did try to improve. Because remember when before he fought Dominic Breazeale, he was like, I'm going back to the basics. And that's when he did admit, like, hey, there's a lot of stuff that people didn't force me to do. I got away with a lot. So now he started to like, okay, well, hey, these guys are actually pretty good damn fighters that I'm fighting. So I need to get my shit together. You know what I mean? And I just off of fear, physicality, and God-given strength, I was able to overcome and be victorious against that Ortiz in the first fight and the Fury in the first fight. Because if it wasn't for the knockdowns, that fight would have been over. He would have got outboxed by a guy that ain't fought in 3 fucking years. Like legitimately, because he fought the 2 tune-ups, but you know what I'm saying? It would have been bad. It would have made him look bad. It would have made him look like what he would have looked like if he would have lost to Tyson Fury? A Jeff Lacey. You know what I'm saying? He would have looked like Jeff. So he did try to, that's why you seen him. He took his time against Ortiz. He knocked out Dominic Breazeale. And so we really didn't see how he improved. But then in the Ortiz fight, he did go a series of rounds. He went 7 rounds with Ortiz. Ortiz, now he outboxed him because he can't outbox Ortiz. I don't give a fuck if Ortiz is 65. He's not going to outbox Ortiz. He just doesn't have that pedigree. But he got that right, and that's all he needed. And really, that was the only punch he landed the whole fight. That was like worth mentioning at all. It was Ortiz, Wilder. Over with. Right? So, but it's something that definitely, if you're a skilled fighter, think about it. A guy can punch and knock you out with one punch. That's some scary shit. He don't have to fight. I got that one hook, line, and sinker. You keep boxing me. You better keep doing that. But the problem is when you get when that mentality, when that thought process, you keep thinking that, you'll get carried away with it. All I gotta do is land that one punch. Okay, you're relying on a puncher's chance in the sport of boxing in the heavyweight division. You're fucking nuts. Because somebody been and hurt you like Fury did. Fury beat him up, roughed him up, dropped him, and then stopped him. Bars. That's exactly what happened. So it is what it is. Stephen Tarr. Like Usic said, he's scared it won't look good if he runs away from the fight. Stephen, no, it won't. It won't look good if it runs away from the fight. That's why he should fight him. That just makes the resume of Joshua that much flawless when it comes to fighting the top dudes. Usyk is a top 10 fighter overall. Fuck the division he's in. He's in the heavyweight division now, but he's always been a top fighter. Okay, nobody looked at Canelo being any different at 175. He was still Canelo. So stop. So when people really get off of he's not a true heavyweight. The dude used to fight at heavyweight in the amateurs. These are facts, people. So it ain't like he doesn't know what it's like to get in there with a bigger guy. Because if that's the fact, he would have never been in there with Klitschko. He would have never been in there with guys that were bigger than him or taller than him or stronger than him. He's been in there with these guys. That's why he was over to overcome a guy like Derek Chisora, mauling his ass. I mean, mauling him. And it was rumored that he had fucked up gloves, right? That's what the narrative is. All UK guys cheat, right? I know it ain't just Fury. It's all of them. Us against them. That type of shit. That was what was brewing last year. Okay. Hey, Kurt, the top 100 paid athlete, they didn't make the list. Something isn't right. I can see him leaving Hearn and going solo. I don't know how much who were the top 100. I'll be Joshua. Send me that link on Instagram. I'll take a look at it. Because I don't see. Dude, Josh was making a lot of money, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I think because he doesn't really flaunt it, it's not really known. People have to kind of look for it. He ain't like Floyd or somebody that, I got $100 million. I can do that one night. I can do that in 36 minutes. I can make $100 million like snapping my finger. It ain't nothing to it. I go back in the game. you know, but Anthony don't have that type of mentality. He ain't got that type of personality. He doesn't have to show you like, I'm already rich. I'm rich, bitch. I'm rich. Get in line and this, that, and the other. You know, he doesn't have to be like that. You know, so there's no need. Wilder and Fury's resume is trash compared to AJ. Well, I mean, we pretty much know that. That's a given. You know, that speaks for itself. You know? AJ wears everything he owns. AJ wars everything. He's most of the purse. He's too Greek. I don't understand that, dude. You got to retype that shit. Brittany Devine, I'm just tired of AJ being the only one fighting the people he's supposed to. He's the only one who's fighting the best. It gets old, though. It does. It does get old because it's almost like this. Let's imagine you're at a job, Brittany, right? And guys, check this out. You're at a job and you're working your ass off. You're doing all the bullshit that you see other people never do. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're getting paid more than anybody else, but then you're still in this shit. You're still a part of this circle of people that work with you, right? And then you're the only one doing stuff that matters. Why everyone else, they're still getting paid, but they ain't doing jack shit on the level that you're doing. You're up here and they're like here, and you're looking down at them like, hey, come with where I'm at, do what I do. And they're like, fuck you, I'm not. But then want the money, right? They want the money like Joshua. So I think it's like this. These guys should stop asking for money that they don't deserve. I said that 3 years ago, and I say it today. You can't fight the same fucking guy and want the same amount of money. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's the problem. You can't talk a guy's name up and make your profile higher. I guess you can because Wilder did it, but at the end of the day, you don't supposed to. You're supposed to, hey, you know, I knocked out Dillian White like Joshua. I knocked out Joseph Parker. I knocked out Andy Ruiz. Joshua couldn't do that. Those are the type of things Wilder could be doing if he wanted to make the money that Joshua made. That makes sense? Like, if you did what Joshua did, then you can make the money Joshua makes. So for him fighting Fury, and Fury fought him, and who else? Vladimir 6 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? Then you guys fighting each other. Who'd you beat? Oh, I beat Tyson Fury after he cheated me, and then I fought Ortiz, and he old. Oh, that's good. You fight Joshua. Oh, they making excuses. Yeah. That's what I heard. Word around the campfire, I heard they making excuses already. Like, dude, fucking worry about Fury already, man, and get that and then call out Joshua. And then send him a real contract instead of some bullshit that expires in fucking 48 hours. You can't make this shit up, people. That's what Team Wilder did. You emailed Eddie Hearn for a fucking with a contract and said, hey, I got $50 million for your fight. Are you a man of your word? Say yes. Send me the contract. No. I ain't sending shit, Eddie. I don't like you, you blue-eyed demon. Okay. Oh, man. We have special gloves in the UK because of our pillow fist. I guess so. Psycho Killer. I guess y'all got, yeah, I guess you do. Have, you know, everybody has to have, you know, egg weights and this shit. Christian NWO. Why so many praises for AJ? AJ has yet to fight the top 2 guys in his division. Fury has Vladimir and Wilder on his resume. Fury has the best resume. Christian NWO. Dude, you're tripping. You're talking about somebody that ain't been around. He took 3 years off after doing that with Vladimir. Didn't give Vladimir the rematch. Didn't fucking defend any belts. Then he comes back, takes 2 tune-ups, and takes a draw with Deontay Wilder, which I think he should have won. But then Deontay Wilder's another guy that ain't did shit either. But they have they have the best resumes. How? What the fuck has Fury done besides draw with Wilder and beat Wilder lately? Come on. What has he done? He has the best resume, dude. No, you need to look at BoxRec. You need to look at Wikipedia, something. Look, because that's far from the truth. And then, by the way, and then to answer your question, I mean, it was Tyson Fury that could have fought Joshua. He could have done it, but he just didn't want to. Sonny, evening, Kurt. Hope you're well. How do you see the Canelo Plant going? Canelo breaking Plant down. If Plant works and if he fights a perfect fight, he can fight his way to the end bell. But I don't know if he'll win a decision against Canelo, especially if Canelo gets aggressive and starts working that body, especially how he did start doing Billy Joe. He started doing a lot of feigning, and those feigning movements that Canelo does, they're very dangerous because see, you think you're going side to side. He might throw a right and come up with an uppercut like he did, with a lot of people, But I mean, Caleb Plant, I think he is a good boxer. It will be very interesting to see Sonny. So I wish them both the best. I hope Caleb Plant gets the money that he deserves. Man, he's had a rough ride in life. And, he's undefeated. He's the champion, and he's been the underdog for a while. So I want to see what he does. I want to see what Canelo can do with a pure boxer that's on his shit. You know what I mean? And then that's Caleb Plant. Does he have pop? No, I don't think so. Not to fuck with Canelo. But then again, I didn't think he could do what he did to Uskateki either. Uskateki was supposed to run through Caleb Plant, just like he did Darrell before his uncle fucking sucker punched him. Boom! That shit was hilarious, dude. And then he ran out of there. He stole on Uskateki and ran. That shit was hilarious, man. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. To be like AJ, he has to stop talking shit and act normal. No more bomb squad crap. Psycho Killer. That's Deontay Wilder. You can't tell Deontay Wilder to stop saying bomb squad. Hell, if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'd be damn I'll let somebody tell me that I not to use my slogan. Bomb squad. Speak it, believe it, receive it. No, Psycho Killer, you got it all wrong. No. Deontay Wilder is Deontay Wilder. I'm not saying he should be like Anthony Joshua. I'm not saying that. Because if he was just like Anthony Joshua, why would you want to be like another guy? Deontay Wilder is himself. He's from Alabama. I call him the Alabama sledgehammer. That's what I personally call him. But Deontay Wilder fits a certain demographic. I want people to understand this. This is different from him fighting. It's who he appeals to. Other people can identify with Deontay Wilder. The sense of music, the urban lifestyle, the way, the way he thinks, the way he talks, the way, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those things, other people that can identify with. Okay. It's just like, it's just like Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano came around and people follow Rocky Marciano that had something in common with Rocky Marciano. The same as Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was a guy, he was a Christian guy, Christian African-American fighter that believed in his values, right? And the people that believed like Joe Frazier believed followed Joe Frazier. Muhammad Ali used to be formerly Cassius Clay. He joined the Nation of Islam, which is Muslims, okay? So he's Muslim. So the things that he talked about, those were the things that attracted other people to him. He was outspoken. He spoke his mind. He spoke for his people. And he, you know what I mean? But really, Muhammad Ali was really humanitarian at the end of the day. It's just that particular frame in time, which had him like that. But he was probably more inclined and engaged with so many different people on this planet than anybody in the world. If you don't believe me, look at his funeral on YouTube. Muhammad Ali was praised by each and every basically like religious group around, including Christian. And you have to understand that. But certain people reach demographics. So back to Wilder. Wilder, you know, he reaches the urban lifestyle. You know, AJ reaches the British urban lifestyle along with classical people of class and people that know what integrity is about in the UK and all other parts of the world. Okay, so they're two different people. So I'm not trying to make AJ like Deontay, but you don't damn sure don't make Deontay like AJ. They're two different people. Don't have anything to do with zodiac shits either because they're both born in October. They're both Libras like me. So that's something they got in common. A lot of people don't really understand and realize, but you can't make a guy something else. Anthony Joshua is going to be Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder is going to be Deontay Wilder. Now, what Deontay Wilder could do, he could start fighting those guys like Anthony Joshua fought. Okay, so there you go. But let's see, Philly Fly. I think AJ should drop the belt, make Joyce and Usyk fight for it, then fight the winner. No, I don't think that should happen because Philly Fly, this is what's going to happen. If he drops that WBO belt, there will never be an undisputed fight. That shit will take years, and I don't even think it'll be Joshua that gets it. Because, see, what'll happen, Usyk he fights Joyce and beats Joyce. Then Usyk then does what? You know what I mean? He might fight Parker. He might fight Ruiz. He might fight a lot of different people, but I think Ruiz would want to fight Joshua again because Ruiz is after Joshua because of the money. Ruiz is after Joshua just like Triple G was after Canelo. It was all about the money with Triple G. That's why I was so disappointed in Triple G. I want drama show. I want best fight, good fight. But after he fought Canelo, I want Canelo. Like, what about Jermell Charlo, Chris Eubank? No, I want Canelo. You want those zeros. You want dinero. That's what you want. That's what his problem was. Some guys just have that tougher mental makeup, like Ali against Foreman. Ali called Foreman the mummy before their fight, called Liston the ugly bear. Angry people can't think as calm. Nah, they can't. You're right. Some people can fight better. I can't, man. Are you going to watch? Are you doing a watch along for the Dubois? No, I can't. I don't know where to find. That's in the UK. I don't have BT Sports. Now, if the shit was on the Zone, I could watch it on the Zone, but I can't. I don't have it. James Bash. Yes, I'm a Libra too. Yep. I met Ali when he came to Coventry to see Errol Christie. He was just loved on another level worldwide. Yeah. But the thing is, it took levels and it took time to get to that. You know what I'm saying? But Muhammad Ali, you have to understand, like, I don't like to tell people that are in their 60s and 70s and all that how they don't know what they're talking about. No, they can tell me what I don't fucking know about. I know nothing about those times at all. I know nothing about what happened in the 60s. I could read, I could look at documentaries, I could do that, but I wasn't there. Okay, that was before my time. So the only thing you can do is absorb like a sponge and respect what was being said. And if there is some animosity when those guys speak, it's because they went through a bunch of shit. Okay, so like those things happen for a reason. King Midas being 36 in October, Wilder has only got 2 to 3 fights left tops. Well, I think he might have 4. He could fight four times. He could fight 4 times. The thing is, will he though? Will he fight 4 times? But and it all depends on what happens with this fight, honestly, because if he gets mauled, by Fury again, that means he can't fight that guy. And then you think he fucked up the last time, he will really be fucked up this time because, see, at this point, it would be no wall for, or no window to get out of. It just will be a brick wall. D Hodges, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you in the LDBC. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you in the building. D Hodges in the building, showing that adversity in this piece. Let's see. Can you Americans not get BT Sports? No, you can't. Smile back if you're ugly. No, you can't. Now, if you had if you had a Fire Stick, you could, but you can't. Like, not normally. I don't think you can download it or whatnot. Just like, people can't get it at Showtime over there. I think you can get Amazon Prime and Netflix, but like when it comes to like Stars, Showtime, HBO, Cinemax, that type of shit, I don't think you guys can get that over here. Like, so it's shitty. Unless something picks it up. Like if Stars picks up like a show or something like that, British network aired like Sky and all that, or no, that's all sports, but the other networks over there, which I'm not familiar with. Who are the future Hall of Famers in the heavyweight division? Anthony Joshua for sure, because I mean he's a two-time unified heavyweight champion. So yeah, he's Hall of Fame material. Wow, I don't really know. Wilder had 10 title defenses and had the belt for 5 years. But I can't remember the criteria, I can't remember the criteria of the Hall of Fame right now. But I'll get back with you on that. AJ won't give Ruiz the time of day unless he earns it after the way Ruiz tried to weasel out of the rematch. King Midas. Well, I think I think that Ruiz, that money just got to him. The money got to him, man, and he ain't never been through that before. And like he started smelling himself, wearing big ass chains around there looking like fucking Fat Joe with hair. You know what I mean? Like it could happen. It could really happen. Now, did he have to act like that? No. But you just have to understand, you don't know what you're going to do until you get there. And Andy Ruiz got there. And regardless of the shit that he said, like, oh, I thank God for the opportunity. Oh my God, I need to pinch myself. I want to be like a Mexican Anthony Joshua. And he went from that to, I'm the champ. He's a robot. He can't really fight. I'm the fucking champ. I'm not going to the UK. I'm not going over there. They're strange over there. I don't like none of that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm like, wow. Way to go, Andy. Yeah, Wilder 10 title defenses, 40 plus KOs in a row, Hall of Famer. So, but is that the only criteria? If that's the only criteria, that's what he has. You know what I'm saying? James Bash, keep up the good work, Kurt. FYI, I know you're busy, but consider going live 2 to 3 times a week. God bless. I've been thinking about that. You're absolutely right. I've been counterpunched by James Bash, and I will make an attempt because I don't have a show right now, so I might as well. You know what I mean? So I tried to go live yesterday, but I had technical difficulties, to be fair. But you're right. 2 to 3 times a week would be great. I mean, I remember when like COVID season was around. I think I went, like, I tried to go every day, at least 4 times a week. So I need to get back to that. Oh God, here we go. AJ was drugged in the first Ruiz fight. Here's the thing. There's no energy behind it, nor no evidence. So that's all we go on. You can't say what Deontay Wilder has or hasn't have versus what Anthony Joshua. He ain't claiming to have that shit, so let it be. He got beat. He got beat by a guy that he overlooked. He was giving this fucking guy his belts. He was giving this guy his belts. Huh. Here's something buzzing, like a hornet or some shit. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, that's a good question. Will AJ get the credit he deserves for beating Usyk? Probably not. And what's going to have to happen with Usyk if Usyk loses? And it's this the heavyweight division is look, between what Anthony Joshua does versus what everybody else is doing, this shit gets real. This shit reminds me of Game of Thrones. It's like what they're doing up north versus what the fuck they're doing down south. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know, because it's Joshua is fighting Usyk. Usyk is undefeated, and he's a guy that's being overlooked because of his size. And I think Usyk will upset Joshua. Some strange shit's going to happen in that fight unless Joshua knocks him out. If Joshua don't knock out Usyk and Usyk gets into a rhythm, this is what's going to happen. He's going to lose unless it's one of those biased scorecards. And I hope that's not the case. James Bash, AJ drugged. He failed a drug test after the fight. Exactly, James Bash. I don't give that shit any credit, bro. I don't give it any energy at all. No, it absolutely not. No. Carlucio, respect from UK, bro. Appreciate you. Counterpunch to you. Counterpunch to you. Hell, I was drugged in the Ruiz fight. Jim Brown. Oh man, it's crazy. Usyk hasn't earned anything to fight AJ. Well, look, a dip levy. Here's the deal. Usyk did what he earned, what he did according to his sanctioning body. So you can't say he didn't earn it. He just did what they told him to do to get where he's at. So you can't say he didn't earn it. He earned it. He just earned it in another weight class. He earned it at cruiserweight. Cruiserweight is right under heavyweight. Well, now it's bridgerweight, which is bullshit. But it was, you had cruiserweight, then heavyweight, right? And he got all the fucking belts at cruiserweight. And it's the WBO that makes you the WBO mandatory on the next weight class up, just like Terrence Crawford. So that's just like saying Terrence Crawford ain't did nothing to deserve a fight with Errol Spence. You see what I mean? You see the difference, right? So there you go. It's just so happened Errol Spence wasn't the WBO champion at the time. He had the Jeff Horn. You see what I mean? But as far as Usyk, he gets this WBO opportunity. But then Anthony Joshua is a unified champion. So if he takes one, he takes all. So it's riskier with AJ versus Fury and Wilder fighting over the WBC. That's only one belt on the line, but it's 3 belts that's on the line for Joshua Usyk if that fight gets made, which I hope it does. So basically that's what it is. Because I was watching Usyk in Witherspoon yesterday. I was watching Usyk and I seen Usyk. Usyk puts together combinations very well. And not calling Joshua a slouch. I'm not doing that, but I'm just knowing he's going to have some problems from Usyk, especially Usyk's being a little shorter. He's a little quicker. He's like, if Ruiz can give you problems with his hand speed, what about a guy with hand speed and footwork? Ruiz didn't have footwork. He just had hand speed. He was a plodding fighter in a sense. He was flat-footed. He had cement feet, so he couldn't really move around. That's how Joshua got him in the second fight. But you got someone like Usyk can move just as much as you with the fucking with the footwork. And I like Joshua, but at the end of the day, you're fighting someone but the sad thing about it, if Joshua catches him, boom, there it is, got him. If he takes out Usyk, he won't get credit. He won't get credit until Usyk comes back and starts kicking these asses of these other heavyweights. That's the only way it's going to happen. But then again, the question would be, will he get the opportunity he had? Is this a one-stop, a one-time type of situation for Usyk? You see what I mean? Because when you fall from that heavyweight championship status, it's hard to get back to that status. It's even hard to get. See, here's the problem. The other guys are working themselves up to get to the status that Usyk's in. So if Usyk gets beat, Usyk has to get back under them. He can't fight those guys that are waiting for the same opportunity that Usyk had. You see what I'm saying? So it's difficult in the sport of boxing because everyone's not trying to fuck up their opportunity. They're not trying to, I ain't gonna fight Usyk. I'm about to fight Joshua, or I'm about to fight Fury, or I'm in the line to fight Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of these things where people don't want to take risk. And it's a business. It's like, dude, I'm not fighting that guy. I'm gonna fight this guy for $5 million. I'm not fighting Usyk, and that motherfucker beats me. What? Then I take 900,000 and get my ass beat? by the dancing Ukrainian boxer, slick southpaw, right? That's not going to work. That's not going to happen. Pterodactyl, Usyk ain't the fastest. Ain't that fast. AJ is fast too. Chisora and Bellew gave Usyk hella problems. Look, Bellew gave him a lot of problems. He did. But understand, I want you to understand something, Tara. It's like this. Usyk fought a certain game plan. He didn't fight to engage. He didn't. Izzy, Araku, respect from the UK. Appreciate you. Thank you. Much love, Izzy. Absolutely. Kurt, who is the top 5 in the heavyweight division? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, Deontay Wilder. And it's either out of Usyk, and I'm not even going to say Ruiz, but it's either Usyk or Ruiz, probably. Maybe I'm overlooking somebody. Who am I overlooking? I'm overlooking someone. Tyson has a better chin than AJ. Doesn't matter what way you slice it. CV, is that a chin? Because, I mean, that's kind of, who have they been hit by to really determine the chin part? That's what I'm trying to get. Like, what have they done? What if, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, Tyson got hit by Wilder, but who has Tyson been hit with? Have you been hit by a left hook from White? I mean, yeah, he has. I'm sure in sparring, he's supposed to have been dropped, right? Thanks for reading my questions. Peace, brother. And if the best fighter of the boxing wins, hey, let the best fighter win. Ted, you got it, brother. AJ will have more problems with Usyk than he would have with Fury. Wow. Now that's a bold statement. You know, but who knows? I mean, like, that's the whole thing. And I'm telling you guys, Mark, and look, it's all about predictions. It's nothing against the fighters. It's about the sport of boxing. It's a sport that I love, that I hate so much. And dealing with someone like Anthony Joshua and Usyk, I mean, I like it. I like them. I like Usyk with his opportunity because he deserves it, just like Pulev and any other fighter. But it's a difficult thing because I like Usyk and I like Joshua, but somebody got to fight somebody. So for me, not saying I don't want them to fight, that's bullshit, because there's enough fighters that are not fighting. So at least we're getting this. Usyk, Joshua, that's a good freaking fight, you know. And see, both of these guys work on an intelligent, they focus and study their opponents. Joshua focuses and studies Usyk. A southpaw, slick as he is, he studies those type of things. Joshua's a guy that really puts a lot of effort into things, and so is Usyk. You see those balls he's throwing around, and he's throwing them at certain things. Those are mental things. Those keep you sharp. You know, keep your mind sharp, because it's your mind that you're going to have to build, as well as the physicality, and you know they're good at that. I think it's the opposite, Kurt. Wilder will upset Fury, and AJ will beat Usyk. Well, we'll never get undisputed. Hate to be so negative, but it's what I'll see. Brittany, Wilder could upset Fury. I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm not saying he couldn't, because I mean he's a puncher. But I think, Brittany, I think if Joshua beats Usyk and Wilder beats Fury, I think Wilder, this is what I feel, just based off what I heard Wilder say lately. I feel that Wilder will in turn around and get comfortable right again, because I think he'll try to get that back. He'll go back to the PBC and Fox, and he'll handle his business over there. He might try to set up a fight between Andy Ruiz, which probably won't even happen, because Andy won't be ready. Andy will probably end up fighting Ortiz before he fights Wilder, if Wilder gets the belt back. Meanwhile, Wilder will do what the fuck Wilder wants to do. You see what I mean? And then the same old shit we dealt with in 2018, we're going to deal with again in 2022 or 21. You know, the second half of this year. And then I think that that fight won't get made. The egos are there, the promotional companies, the management, that fight won't happen. And I just didn't like how Wilder talked. They already making excuses. Than what I heard. I'm like, come on, dude. I mean, answer the fucking question. Do you want to fight Joshua after you beat the shit out of Fury or not? That ain't a question. You should have just said, yep, I want him too, and that's who I'm going to be after when I come after. He didn't ask for all that other bullshit. It makes you just wonder, like, yo, why did you really say what you said? You made an excuse, and it's almost like this. If you guys ever heard the saying, if someone gives you an opportunity, somebody else will give you an excuse, right? That's exactly what they gave him. He gave us an excuse. That's a quitter's mentality. That's a person that doesn't want to do certain things. And it just doesn't sound, and I don't have faith in Wilder Joshua. I didn't anyway. And I've told you guys and explained why I didn't at all. Tara, AJ is a student of the game and takes boxing seriously. AJ built the way he is for some reason. People refuse to give him the respect he deserves. Look, I give him respect. I give him respect for all the opportunities and all the obstacles and all the challenges. I give him that respect. I've seen that he's done more than any of these guys got put together, except for guys like Dillian White. Dillian White has fought guys. He got set back too, but then at the end of the day, those guys have fought legitimate contenders. Now, if I could take anybody from Dillian White's resume, it would be Derek Chisora on the second fight. If Dillian White would have fought Ortiz, I think he would have been in a better position. But besides Dillian White, Anthony Joshua has the best resume. The two top guys are where they are because of the lack of people in the division. See, Wilder didn't fight Klitschko. Fury did. That's what Fury's claim was. I fought Klitschko. I put him in his backyard. Then I got the fuck out of Dodge. That's exactly what that's exactly what happened. Came in there and shit. I have mental illness. I can't. I'm unfit. I have mental illness. You do you? Fury fought Chisora twice. Yeah, he fought Chisora twice. And I know he fought Chisora when Chisora was undefeated. But here's the problem when fighting an undefeated fighter that keeps getting beat. His credibility keeps dropping now, doesn't it? Now, not saying that, he's just a bum, but he's definitely a gatekeeper and he's okay with that. Now, did he beat Joseph Parker to me? Yeah, he did beat Joseph Parker, but Usyk beat him. And I know he's not ideal like the best, because he gave Dillian White hell. And a lot of people thought he beat Dillian White. So he's still a fighting man, Derek Chisora. Okay, but what else? I mean, compare that. Why couldn't Tyson Fury fought Dillian White, Joseph Parker, which he said he'll never fight, which is shitty. Andy Ruiz, Joe Joyce, Charles Martin, had a lot of these guys. Dillian truly deserves a gimme. He's fought so many tough fights and still hasn't had his shot. I'll excuse him. Look, Dillian White needs to come over here and fight somebody over here. Dominic Brazil, Otto Vailin, fight somebody. There's boxing and then there's Dale Boy, Reggie. Usyk is very athletic, wears out most boxers. Yeah, that's the thing. I would hate to get tired against that motherfucker. I would hate to get tired against him because the time you get tired, that's when he's going to come on. That's what happened to Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew was doing what he needed to do. He was in there. He was in that fight. He was revving him up. He had the crowd behind him. He was countering when he needs to counter. He was shooting that right hand. You know what I mean? He was turning, shooting that right hand and then turning off of the ropes. And then Usyk was infiltrating, but he wasn't attacking. And he didn't start attacking until like the third, fourth round. Then he really started angling punches based on how Tony Bellew would defend himself. And that was brilliant. It kind of reminded me of Gennady Golovkin, how he used to angle like left hooks like downward when a guy puts his dukes up. So he's here, and Golovkin knows how to angle downward at him and catch you on the temple. Those, he started angling these punches. And then I was really impressed with that because he was pinpointing this punch placement perfectly. But that took time for him to observe what the hell Tony Bellew was doing. Tony Bellew was gassing himself out. He was shooting his wad. He was spent. And by the time then, that's when Usyk started to come on and really started to break him down. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. Like, yes, Tony Bellew had one hell of a fight the first half of that fight. You know what I'm saying? And what he wanted to do, he was damn near there. He ran out of gas. And Usyk wasn't even, if you look at that fight again, if you watch Usyk and Bellew, that's probably a fight that I'm going to watch when my damn DAZN comes back on. But it was a fight that Usyk was coming in, he was blocking, he was stepping back, he would throw a jab here to see where he was at. He would draw a jab and he would lean, he would throw a jab and he would lean, he would keep leaning. And then, he would do that to see what Tony, and he took a couple, but a lot of those punches were blocked, ricocheted. A lot of those punches that he would land, and Usyk was hitting himself because Bellew was hitting his glove, and the glove was hitting Usyk. But Usyk was defending a lot of those punches. Those punches weren't solid flush shots. I have to remind people, they weren't what you thought they were. They looked good. They impressed the judges, which mattered, but it didn't matter if you get knocked the fuck out. A judge don't mean jack shit if you get knocked out, people. But no, Usyk is he's a tough dude. DJ Anton, good evening from South Derbyshire. Kurt, counterpunch to you, DJ Anton. Been saying this for a while, Usyk the next champ. Look, if AJ drops that belt, Usyk will be the next champ. No doubt about it. Now, will it be easy against Joshua? No, because Joshua is a guy that he's not going to let you beat him. But you can already tell Joshua can be bombarded. He can be bombarded with punches, especially a guy that's kind of steps in and out and tiptoes and dances and shit. Like Usyk, he can be very difficult. And if he's starting to land and if he establishes that distance with that southpaw jab and he's able to get in, throw those combinations. And look, it's sunny outside. It's crazy. It's just raining out, sunny. Wow. Throw those combinations, land those combinations, and get out before Joshua can respond. That's going to be a dangerous fight for Joshua. A very long one, too, especially when Usyk starts landing those combinations, if he can get there. That's if he don't get caught with no shit. It's going to be a difficult fight. AJ have come in like Canelo and Tio. Well, he would have to work. He would have to start working the body. But then again, working the body from somebody that's quick, it's a total different problem. You got a whole different slew of problems at that point. Fun and freaky TV. Usyk has no chance. AJ freezes at the sight of clever boxing. Fun and freaky show. Love your show, man. Respect. Appreciate your fun and freaky. Oh man. So many disrespects towards AJ. When AJ beats Usyk, y'all gonna give AJ credit. AJ resume now is better than Wilder and Fury's combined. AJ never took a tune-up fight, and he's always takes fights elite. Daniel Lazick, you are absolutely right. I mean, he's always fought the best. He doesn't believe in tune-ups, and he's younger than all these motherfuckers. Well, he's only a year younger than Tyson Fury. Just Tyson Fury's been around for a long time. Tyson Fury should have a lot more accomplished than he did. He took that 3-year layoff. That's already 6 fights, right? So that should have made him closer to 40 fights by now. Chain with Ice, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. AJ will destroy Fury and Usyk. Hey, I gotta see it. I'm from Missouri. My people are from Missouri. You got to show me. You got to show me. You know. Conrad Taylor, big love from UK. Love the channel. Appreciate you, brother. Kurt, AJ is the youngest from the top 5. He is. He's the youngest anyway. I think him and Ruiz are the same age. AJ's resume. Discuss. Povetkin, Pulev, White, Ruiz, Takam, Klitschko, Parker, plus fought an unbeaten at the time. Brazil, Martin, White, and Parker. Fought Klitschko in his 19th fight, elite. Yes. I mean, I can't say it better than that. I mean, look at all the people he's fought. You know, that's like some Canelo shit. You know what I mean? You can't compare a watermelon to a grape, people. I'm trying to tell you. I got AJ by KO and 8, Kurt. That sounds reasonable. You know what I mean? That's when he finally catches up with Usyk. But, you know, I just think Usyk's tougher than he takes credit for. But here's the thing. Here's the difficulty with Usyk in Joshua. Usyk's tougher than people give him credit. All those Eastern European cats are, I think. But then I don't think he's been in there with a puncher like Joshua. So I think that may be some problems. Conrad Taylor, AJ should call himself the Gold Bomber. Wow. Yeah, he could do that shit to, you know, like if they ever had a fight or a potential fight with Deontay Wilder, you know, you could say, "You're the bronze bomber, I'm gold, you're bronze." What's better, gold or bronze? Joshua J. He says, AJ is a diva. Couldn't get the Wilder fight made. Couldn't get the Tyson fight made. Now he's complaining about Usyk. Riddle says he might drop the belt. LOL diva. Ooh, Joshua coming in with that criticism. Well, couldn't get the Wilder fight made. Well, we know what happened to the Wilder fight. Couldn't get the Tyson fight made. That's a lie. That Tyson fucking fight was made. It's just when Team Wilder came out after that. Here's the question. Why did the arbitration all of a sudden come out? The ruling came out a day after. Is that a coincidence? Or was it already that case? See, a lot of people don't know that. So no, it wasn't Joshua that didn't get the fight. The fight was made. Yeah, I remember that too, King Midas. He used to be a cherry pick for what he was. It's been confirmed. Daniel about to get him. Bruh, Joshua J. It's been confirmed both Fury and Wilder ducked AJ. They didn't want that shit. Yes, I did. I boxed for like 8 years. From 8 to 16. Yeah. Started martial arts when I was 6. Started boxing when I was 8. Amok PvP. I used to think Usyk would beat Fury until I seen Fury make Wilder carry his weight in the clinch. Tyson would do the same to a smaller Usyk. No, I don't think so. Amok PvP. Appreciate the super chat and the love, but I'll disagree with you on that. Let me tell you why. Tyson Fury was able to do that shit with somebody that was stable. Deontay Wilder couldn't fight on his back foot, so he kind of froze up so he could do that type of shit. He's not going to be able to do that with Usyk. He's not going to be able to tie Usyk up. Those Ukrainian motherfuckers will not let you tie him up. Look at Vasyl Lomachenko, what tries to happen when he does that. He's going to snatch or he's going to parry his way out of that clinch. Usyk will do the same shit. He's not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to, and then try to grab, because what's going to happen, Usyk is going to slip out of that and counter his ass. That ain't going to be what you think it's going to be, bro. It's all about footwork. And if he knows Usyk has footwork, and Tyson Fury respects Usyk, he might talk all that shit all day long, but there's a reason why he didn't want Anthony Joshua fighting Usyk before he fought Joshua. That's why. And he knew, please don't hurt my retirement check, because he knew if Usyk gets it, then everything goes to shit, because Joshua's the man with all the money, and everybody wants to fight Joshua at the end of the day. The ones that got the balls anyway. The ones that don't, that wants to fight and thinks they can actually beat Anthony Joshua. And that's not many people. Maybe Ruiz, because he's already done it. Dillian White, Trevor Bryant, guys like that are way under that level. But, you know, those are the guys that I know that may want to fight Anthony Joshua for real. Not just talk a good game about fighting Anthony Joshua and don't do it. You see what I mean? Fury just tall with long reach and quick to run. Yeah, he has long reach, but I mean, okay. I hope AJ beats Usyk. He will have to truly earn it. When it's over, he'll be drained. Usyk is good training for Fury. Fury should have got AJ before Usyk. Yeah, he'll be screwed if AJ beats Usyk. Ooh, didn't really think about that. Because someone like Usyk, and then we know Fury is known to be a switch hitter, so he learns it. He likes to turn. But I mean, but Brittany, that's great. It's a great counterpunch. Usyk with his speed and ring IQ is a very good barometer, and it's a good preparation for Tyson Fury. So if Tyson Fury can get out of that fucking fight with Deontay Wilder victorious, he would have to worry about Anthony Joshua. And then that's probably where Joshua gets him, based on the amount of competition that they've been in there. He's been in there with a guy that is accustomed to hitting people with one punch, that uses no skill, no ring IQ, and nothing like that when it comes to getting in the ring and fighting. But Joshua is the guy that actually took all this and learned so much from these fighters that he's fought. He gets in there with Joshua. He thought he sparred and got his ass almost knocked out by Joshua. He might get fucked off then. And you know what everybody's going to say? Joshua is then the shit, but he's been earned it. He's fought Usyk. He's fought White. He's fought Fury. He's fought Parker. He's fought Ruiz fucking twice. He's fought a lot of these guys. Who else? Really, just go down the fucking list of people. So yeah, he's fought a lot of these guys. Pulev, right? Hey, Kurt, do you think AJ is likely to get another mandatory soon after Usyk? I haven't heard from the WBA. I mean, you know, because he's done the IBF. This is the WBO. Then he's the WBA. So, I mean, it could possibly be, you know, that's the case. But if he didn't want to fight his mandatory, he would have to then turn around and get a undisputed fight going. And if he doesn't, it'll be the same shit. You know, Wilder, I want more money. I want rematch clause. And then he'll be fighting him for 2 fucking years. But it is what it is. Malcolm Marcel, appreciate you, man. Great channel. Appreciate you. Thank you. Usyk tried to offer 7% offer to Joyce. AJ should offer Usyk the same. Damn. Nah, I think it should be a little bit more. But, you know, I did think that was always strange, you know. Does Canelo get told who to fight? No. He probably used to when he was with De La Hoya, yeah. But not now. You know, Canelo is in his position because he wanted to be. He wanted to be able to call the shots, and he's doing exactly that. So nobody's telling Canelo to fight anybody he don't want to fight. You think Eddie Hearn's telling Canelo? Hell no. Eddie Hearn's doing whatever the hell Canelo wants him to do. And that's how you're supposed to do it. People said AJ had no chin, yet he is the only been knocked down by Ruiz by the temple. Look how Povetkin hit AJ on the chin after and never fell down. Also, AJ is the WBA super heavyweight, meaning he can decline fights. Let me tell you something. A lot of people talk about the chin and shit like that. You have many parts of your head, okay? You have many parts of your head. You have your temple area, you have your nose, you have your mouth, you have your jaw. You know, you can get hit in the fucking neck. You know what I mean? You have pressure points all in your head. You know, here's a pressure point. Here are pressure points. You got pressure points here. That's where he got hit. Okay. He got hit right here. This will fuck you up. Okay. Understand, there's no brain here. There's no skull here. This is your temple area. This is skull. This is not. Okay. You get hit here, you could die. And Ruiz caught him. Right. I've seen him get caught with punch. He got caught with a right hand by Klitschko. Remember that right hand? Boom! He was, right? But like he took that left hook on the chin of White. White has a great left hook, right? Pulev caught his ass with a straight right to the jaw, though. Okay, so he's taking some shots. He just can't take them all over his prop. He has weak spots. Everyone does, though. Look at Ruiz. Ruiz is a perfect example. That motherfucker got caught dead on the chin with a solid left hook by Anthony Joshua. But at the end of the day, right, he went down, but he got up, and he wasn't really bothered. But that fucking punch that Areola hit him with was where? Where did it land? On the side of his head. And that shit totally, you know. So you have to question yourself about who has a chin in the heavyweight division. See, if that's the case, oh, nobody has a chin. Okay, well, if you get hit with the right punch, that means everyone has a subject chin, right? Iffy. AJ has never been knocked out cold. No, he hasn't. You know? Hey, Fury is 10 times tougher than AJ. Well, he's a tough guy. I don't know about 10 times tougher, but also a lot of people are 10 times better than a lot of people, you know, these days. AJ been dropped more than Fury and Wilder. Okay. That's what's up. You know, who has he been dropped by? Okay. You know, like, so you have to start talking about who these guys been in there with. And it's rather unfair because it's hard to really compare like Joshua's fights compared to Wilder's fights, unless they fought the same people. And a lot of times that wasn't the same. Wilder and Molina. I'm sorry. Molina and Brazil. Those were the only two common fighters that they both fought and they both beat. Now you could say Molina had Wilder on Queer Street. Wilder's tough though. But he may be too tough. I'm a cruiserweight and Neville picks or Piju or whatever. Well, there you go. You can't make a game plan for Fury too elusive, far superior boxer. Yeah, you can. Come in in shape, work the body. You know, take them legs from under him. Get physical. You know, work your jab with a jab because he's going to jab you. Stay off the ropes. Spin off the ropes. Don't let him crowd you because he's only going to use his height and size kind of corner, especially if you're shorter. He's going to try to, you know, lay on you, and that takes juice out of your back, and that affects your legs and lower back. I don't know. They have to fight first. I'm not even going to go there with that because those guys have to fight first. Because if they don't fight first, it's like, yo, what's the point? You know what I mean? What's really the point? Who wins, AJ versus Fury? Fury been dropped 4 times, AJ 5, and White 3. Well, I mean, what about Wilder? Wilder 3 too. Don't leave out Wilder, King Midas. You remember? Harold Sconiers? He dropped him. Supposed to knock him out. Nobody can really find that shit. And that's when Deontay Wilder's with Golden Boy. He wasn't with Al Heyman then. Wilder obliterates AJ. Rob McCracken admitted it himself years ago. Damn, Carl Green said obliterates. Know about obliterates. I mean, he might knock him out. Usyk knows he's getting knocked the fuck out. That's why he's asking for more money. I don't know. I just think he wants to be compensated from a guy that he knows that makes a lot of fucking cash. That's what I believe. It does not matter who's been dropped. who's getting up and when. That's right. And AJ has fought tougher fighters than both Fury and Wilder. Yeah, I mean, he's fought the majority of them. He has. So there you go. Sizzler 10. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Yes, AJ only been knocked down by Klitsch and Ruiz, but he never got KO'd. Lay flat on the floor. AJ always got back up. Ula Sesan, Daniel, Counterpunch to you, bro. What do you do? You go out of Usyk and AJ. Who do I got out of? I got Usyk on points. If he stops Wild, Joshua will be like, fuck. And if he does, it'll be like one of those stoppages from just taking too many blows and he gets hurt. But I mean, he has to respect Usyk's power. So that's the thing. Would Anthony Joshua respect his power? Would he look at him and get hit? You know what I mean? So you don't know. You have no idea. Fury beating Klitschko in Germany is better than AJ has done. Anything AJ has done. Really? What about fucking AJ knocking out Klitschko? Let's just, like, what about that? You think Klitschko was fucking bad off of that fight? Looked great in that fight. Thought you was AJ. You mean thought I was AJ what? Thought I was a fan of AJ? Yeah, I'm a fan of AJ. Why can't I be a fan of AJ? Why do you say I'm not a fan of AJ? Older Vlad. Okay, older Vlad. But then again, that older Vlad looked very impressive. And I don't see him just like, I don't think he was too far gone to put up a fight. He had one of the breaks. That's why it was his last fight, because he knew, like, I couldn't do any better than that. I did a great job with this kid. And I fought this motherfucker for 11 rounds. I dropped him once. You know what I'm saying? It was a close fight until the 11th round. So Vladimir Klitschko has nothing to be ashamed of. But you can't then say, well, he was over the hill. No. But a lot of heavyweight boxers, if they stay in shape like Klitschko don't even fit in that category. You ain't talking about Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe, 400 pounds. Or Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas, 400 pounds. Okay, you can't compare those two guys. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare those two guys together. Klitschko works out all the fucking time. He probably working out right now. I train. In my gym, I train because I like to do this. This is more important for me in my life. It's lifestyle for me. I think it is important. That's why anybody wants to train without gyms closing. Find ways to train. Klitschko boring. Charlie, you're right about that. He is like, look, that's why I was so impressed with him and Joshua. That wasn't a boring fight. Klitschko was like, you know what I mean? He was really doing like shit I ain't seen him do since he was like early on in his career. You know what I mean? So it was definitely, he came prepared for that fight. Vitaly Klitschko was far better than Vladimir. I think so too. Vitaly would have beat Joshua. He would have mauled Joshua. If he would have dropped Joshua like that, Vitaly would have dropped Joshua like that. He would have finished Joshua in the 7th or 8th round. He would have destroyed Wilder too. That's why, again, Shelley Finkel did not want that fight to take place. He didn't want any of that shit happening. No, Deontay. No. Hell no. Because Deontay would have had his ass whooped. He would have had a couple losses by now. You know what I mean? Fun and Freaky TV. Appreciate you, man. Klitschko was desperate to rematch Fury. He didn't want no rematch with AJ. Exactly. I mean, if it was that, like, he didn't want one AJ. AJ retired that motherfucker. He retired him. You know, I mean, that's all it was. He retired him. Look, say what you want to about those bored-ass Klitschkos. They were big, tall, skilled, and they were fucking dangerous. And they were boring, but they were dangerous. Okay? Kurt, have you been talking an interest in the Eddie Hall versus Thor fight? No, I haven't. No. Not at all. Klitschko had a torn calf muscle when he fought Fury. That's why Klitschko was gun shy and couldn't move properly. That's why he tried messing up the ring foam. DJ Anton, great show. Keep them coming. Appreciate you, brother. Vitali would beat any of the current heavyweights. I believe he would too. Fat Apples, thought on Makhmadov and his power, overrated or understated? I'm not sure. Fury didn't drop Klitschko, but Joshua did. I mean, because Fury's not known to be a puncher. He felt them punches from Joshua. Lewis was seriously gassing against Vitali. I wanted to see how that shit would have kept on, you know? But then again, you know, Vitali, he was losing steam too, but he was still fighting. I am mad at Fury. I hope Fury gets knocked out by Wilder for ducking AJ, which is funny because before it was the other way around. Lexington Gaming, you're not alone. A lot of people hope Tyson Fury's demise is upon us. He really does. Or they really do. But it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, Ruiz will always be on AJ's mind. Yeah. It's crazy. But guys, it's been a great live stream. Thank everybody for coming on. You guys, I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow. I got an engagement tomorrow. Because I got an engagement tomorrow, but I'll try to get back for the Mayweather Logan Paul thing and see, you know, hope you guys tune in. If I get back in time, I'll just come with it. I'll come back here. We'll do it. And stay tuned for that. Of course, I got numerous of videos already in queue to send out to you guys. So keep you guys entertained. Until then, you guys be safe, be blessed, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.